channel. My name is Laura. When I get behind, I get behind. I videotaped 2 videos. I did my 44th read and my 45th read, and I lost the videos. So here I am. I'm going to redo it, but I can't. Of course, I forgot what I said, so I am going to use my Goodreads to review what I read. Okay, so book number 44 that I finished a while ago, back in July. I finished The Jar of Hearts, and the author's name is Jennifer Hillier, and I will put a picture up because it was not my book. It was a library book, which I returned, and I lost my video, as I said. This book is about 3 people. One person gets murdered, one person goes to jail for it, and the third person is trying to find out why she went to jail or what happened. So I love this book. I could not put it down. I went on the treadmill reading this book. I read and read and read. I gave it 5 stars. There is disturbing content in this book, though. There is sexual content in this book. But I loved it. It kept my attention, and I gave it 5 stars. I'm not going to tell you anything else because I can't remember anything. So here we go. Okay, book number 45. Okay. Book number 45 was Baby Teeth. I got this one for the library. Again, I lost my video, so I am going to share a little bit about this. This book was very disturbing. I got the audiobook for this one. This one is about, it's told by 2 point of views. One is a little girl that's 7 years old and she doesn't talk. And she's very mute and very disturbing. And the other POV is about the mom. So, one day, the little girl says something very disturbing. She finally talks, and says something disturbing. It was very creepy, very engrossed. There was something about it that I didn't like so much, so I did give it a 4 star, but I really enjoyed this book. It creeped me out. The little girl, yeah, it was creepy. She was going into 1st or 2nd grade, and she didn't talk, and then she was saying these disturbing things. I thought she was possessed. It was like you have to get the audiobook if you can. It was amazing. I really enjoyed it, but again, I gave it 4 stars. There was just something about it that didn't make my 5 stars, so yeah, 4 stars, but I really enjoyed it. Stay tuned for my other reviews that I did find that I videotaped a while ago. I will add it to this video. I am up to book number 46, and book number 46 is a book that I attempted to read with Peter's book club. But I DNF'd it at page 50, and then I decided to take the audiobook out and restart it from the beginning and start from the beginning and read the whole thing. So the book that I finished was this one. It is She's Come Undone. I listened to it on audio. I got it from the library for free. I rented it, and I own the book. So I started over again. I give this book 3 stars. I had many issues with this book. I don't know if it's his writing style I didn't like. I didn't like the character at all. There's a character in here. Her name is Dolores Price. And the book starts out, she's 13 years old, and her mother feeds her lots and lots of junk food. So, of course, she gains a lot of weight. So she's very heavy set. But there's issues in this book that I did not approve of. It's very problematic. There is a rape in here at age 13. She also experiments with opposite sexes, and I just did not like it. It had good points and bad points. I thought the book was way too long. They could have cut out a lot of it. And Wally Lamb, I don't know if I don't like his writing style because he puts woman down. I don't know if that's why I didn't like it. But I did finish it with the audiobook. The audiobook was better than physically reading it, and I did finish it, so I gave it 3 stars. Like, I liked it, I didn't like it at parts. It had its good points and bad points, and I don't want to give it such a low rating. I did like some of it, but it was not a 5-star for me. So 3-star, meh, is my 3-star rating. I did finish it. I completed it. I'm moving on. I am donating this book. I'm not going to read it again. I just didn't like Dolores at all. Yeah, she was drinking and smoking at age like 13. I thought that was like, that's unheard of at that age. I thought it was too young, and I just didn't like it. So yeah, so that's this one. Okay, I finished another book. This is the next book that I finished. I was reading this a long booktubeathon. I finally finished it this morning. I finished this one, All the Perfects by Colleen Hoover. I am giving it 4.5 in my rating, and I'm going to round it up on Goodreads to a 5-star. I was debating 4-star, but I thought about it, and I was like, you know, it was really good, this book, and I'm just going to share a little bit of the blurb on the back because I don't want to spoil it for anyone, whoever wants to read it. Okay, so it says, can a love story with a perfect beginning survive a lifetime between two imperfect people? And the story takes place between then and now. And the then, it says, the last thing Quinn expected was to meet the love of her life just outside her fiance's front door. A year after leaving behind their cheating partners, Quinn and Graham are in a perfect relationship that seems destined by fate. That was the then. And the now is 7 years later, their perfect love is threatened by their imperfect marriage. The memories, mistakes, and dreams that they have built up over the years are tearing them apart. The one thing that could save them might also be the very thing that pushes their marriages up past the point of no return. So it doesn't really give you much on the synopsis. I went into this blind. She's an auto buy for me. It does deal with cheating in the beginning, and then it also deals with infertility. And I dealt with that in my lifetime, and I do feel for Quinn, and I forgot her name. She deals with infertility, and the whole time she gets depressed, and she wants to have this baby so bad. I know the ups and downs because I've been through it. Going to fertility doctors and going through all that stress of trying to have a family. Yeah, I've been through it, so I know the feelings throughout this book. I did cry at the very end. Yeah, I'm trying not to spoil anything. So yeah, I gave this book 4.5 stars. I loved it. I did have some questions at the end. I don't want to spoil it. It's so hard to do a rating for this. Yeah, I gave it 5 stars. Not my favorite of Colleen Hoover's, but I did really enjoy it. I love the cover. The cover is amazing. It's purple, my favorite color, and I really enjoyed the story and the process that she went through, because I know it's definitely daunting on your mental health, and yeah, so I really enjoyed it. And Graham, what a sweetie. He's such a sweetie. Yeah. So yeah, very good. 5-star read. Yeah. Well, I finished another book. This one was the book that was chosen for the Deadly Divas book club, and my library had both the book and the audiobook, so I took out both from the library and I listened to it and read along. Most of the time I listened to it but when I had time, free time, I had the physical book and I was reading along with it. So the only problem I have with CDs, audiobooks, is that you cannot fast forward it. You can't like speed it up. So I listened to it on my boombox from the 1980s. Yes, I had to bring it in. It was in my closet and I brought it out. So I listened to Good Me, Bad Me by Ellie Land, and I have the book too. So both of these are going back to the library. Imogen Church was the person who narrated this book on the audio. She did an amazing job. She changed the voices throughout. She had me engrossed from the very beginning. It's about a 16-year-old girl who, in the very beginning, gets taken away from her family, and she goes into foster care because her mother is a serial killer, a female serial killer. The girl, the main character in this book, she is the one who went to the police and made her mother go to jail. So she killed a lot of children, she has this possession of her mother while she is living with the foster family, and she changes her name and everything, and she has to go to court and go through the trial of putting her mother away to jail, but she still feels like she has the tendency of a serial killer in her because she was all those years when she was younger, she was brutalized by her mother. I thought this book was amazing. There are trigger warnings though. It's like abuse and mental illness and killing of children. Yeah, so this is more for adults. I think it's an adult book. Ellie Land, this is her first book, so it's a debut novel, which was, I thought it was amazing. Her writing style was amazing. It was written like poetry. While she was reading it to me, I felt like she was rhyming the words. I thought it was really, really good. Yeah, so I enjoyed it. I give it 5 stars. And yeah, I hope everybody picks it up. Right now we are reading it for Divas Book Club, so come along and join with us. I finished another book. This one I started way back, I think when I was doing middle grade May. I started it, then I put it aside. It was on the side of my bed. And this morning, last night I picked it up again, and I read last night and this morning, and I finally finished it. And this book is amazing. The book that I finished is The Running Dream by Wendelin Van Dranen. This got an award. It is an amazing book. It had me from the beginning to the end just mesmerized. It captured everything, and it just kept my attention. It's an amazing book. It's about a 16-year-old girl. Her name is Jessica. She, in the very beginning of the book, she is a runner, and she gets in a tragic accident where she loses one of her legs. And the whole book is her way of coping and trying to get back to running again. It was just amazing, very hopeful, very positive message. I really enjoyed it. There is also disability in this book, which was amazing, and her writing style is amazing. I definitely will be picking up more of her books, and I just realized that I did read one of her other books. It was the name Flipped, and I really enjoyed that one as well, so I will definitely be picking up more of her books. She has written, I think, like 15 or so books that I am going to try to get. So yeah, amazing writer, amazing story, 5 stars definitely, and I am going to be handing this to my daughters to read. So amazing, very hopeful, and very good book. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in another video. Bye.